Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest devlog for Vengeful Rites, a virtual reality RPG. My name's Anthony, and today's devlog is a pretty exciting one because it's the first time we'll be showing you guys anything from Chapter 3, which we've been working on for the past few months. Before I get into any of that, I should start with my requisite plug and mention that the game is currently on sale, 20% off, both on Steam and the Oculus Store, where we recently released. So if you haven't picked up the game yet or checked it out, now is a great time to do so. And with that said, let's jump right into it. So anyone who's played the game so far will know that we like to give you options in how you handle things, right? So you have archery, for example, you have your sword that you can use in combat, you've got magic you can use for both protection, offense, healing yourself, and so on. But one of the things you wanted to do in Chapter 3, because we tend to like to change things up as we go, is to have you start leaning a little more heavily into those things. So generally you can use those however you like to in any situation, but in Chapter 3 you'll start encountering certain enemies that require you to handle them in a specific way. So for example, this drone that's in front of me here is only killable with archery. You'll see if I can even hit him with a fireball. If I nail him, miss him. Nope, okay, well, he's immune to damage with that anyway, and he's also very high up, so there's no hope of me being able to hit him with a sword. But you can see he's sort of made of stone. He's an elemental. Got him. And he only reveals his inner gem there when he's going to attack. So you pretty much have to wait for them to make themselves vulnerable, and then you can attack them, and it feels pretty dope, especially when you're fighting more than one of them at a time. It's almost like a little mini boss situation. Got him. Nailed it. Alright, yeah, they're pretty fun to fight, and like I said, you have to handle them exclusively with archery. You won't find them. You know what, I've probably skipped over a bit here. This area that I'm in is the first area that you'll encounter after completing Chapter 2. You can see this building up here is the castle where you fight Seraph at the end of Chapter 2. And this is where you'll first come out onto this beach here. And that enemy you won't actually encounter here. He's just here for the sake of demonstration purposes, but in order to kill them, as I said, you'll have to do so with archery, and if you've played the game, you know that normally, like I have here where it says 12, you have limited arrows, but in the place where you encounter those things, it will be in the dungeon for Chapter 3, which is broken into certain paths, one of which is the path of the archer. So while you're on the path of the archer, you won't have to worry about ammunition. You'll have infinite arrows, and it's a non-issue, nothing to be concerned about on that front. But let's see, let's walk a little forward. I'm going to show the entire level, naturally, because I don't want to spoil everything, but we're going to show you a little bit more of it. Out of my face. And so, for example, there are other enemies that you'll fight, and they're not all archery related, right? So, for example, there is a melee-specific enemy that you'll encounter. And let me just show you first. This is the new meteor shard that we've added to the game for Chapter 3. It is frost, so using this will allow you, when striking an enemy, to slow them down drastically, both their movement speed and their attack speed, which will make handling them generally a lot easier, especially with these guys that I'm about to show you, because these ones are sort of an evolution of what you've been dealing with here. So you can see he's another elemental, and I don't know how well you can make it out in the video, but he's made of rock, you see. Oh nice, I froze him on the first thing, or I chilled him, I should say. So you can see how much slower he is. A lot easier to handle his attacks. So look, now he's not slowed. He's significantly faster. But anyway, you can see that he's made out of these glowing rocks, right? And some of them, you can tell, are crystals that are orange. And those are the only ones that will allow you to damage him. So it's sort of similar. You can see I just hit him in the head. It dealt 1 damage, which is obviously completely minuscule and going to be worthless in the long run. But if I hit him there, I just hit him for 30, you might say, because I nailed him in the foot. Alright, take it easy, bro. What's up? Alright, almost got him. You can see, of course, you can activate the... Alright, got him. Slowed him down a bit. You can activate the meteor shard, naturally, to slow him intentionally when you want to. Okay, one down. Just gotta get his shin. What's up, bro? Got him. Here you go. So the way they work, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's basically an evolution of the armor system that we've been using in the game. If you've played the game, you may know there are melee enemies that generally have pieces of armor along them. And if you strike them where they have armor, they take reduced damage. So this sort of inverts that and then makes it on a much higher level. So you can only hit them where they're vulnerable. And pretty much exclusively with a sword. You could use an arrow, I guess, but it's going to be problematic. Or you'll run out of them, because you won't be on the path of the archer like you were for the drones. So it won't be ideal. But I'm going to skip ahead now with the magic of editing, because I don't want to show you guys too much of the level or give away too many of the secrets. And here we are. And with that, let me introduce you guys to Captain Ghostbeard. Now, you've encountered other NPCs throughout the course of the game, most notably the Merchant, Master Abaddon, Dragor. But Captain Ghostbeard is a unique NPC in the fact that he's actually the first one who'll give you a quest. So if you recognize the area at all, I mean, obviously this stuff is new, but like I said, the castle was back there. This is where you come out after completing Chapter 2, and you're sort of stranded here. But Captain Ghostbeard here is more than happy to ferry you away from here to a much sunnier, more bright, beautiful locale and get you out of this dreary, rainy swamp. But in order to do that, you need to help him first. So he's misplaced some of his navigation tools, and he needs you to go out and get them. And I'll demonstrate a little bit how that works. I've already found the map. It's a bit of a process to get it. It's not quite as simple as just picking it up, but I don't want to spoil too much of that. But I'll show you a little bit of how this interaction goes. I've already spoken to Captain Ghostbeard and established that he needs all of these things, so we're sort of skipping over that conversation for the sake of brevity in the video. But here you go.
Greetings there. Which of me tools be ye interested in?
So you can see, if you've played the game, you may know that our dialogue system allows you to actually speak your responses. So while I could come here and select these the old-fashioned way, I could also just speak them for that sweet, sweet immersion. So, the map.
You've done it. We wouldn't be able to set sail without that. Well done. Give it here.
Here you go.
Thank ye much for this. Which of me tools be ye interested in?
And of course, if I've found the other ones, I'd be able to hand those into him also, and it naturally updates as you go. So, I'll say the map.
He'd be safe and sound with me now, thanks to ye. When you've found what else we need, we can set sail.
So there you have it. I don't want to show too much more.
Which of me tools be ye interested in?
Bye.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think I'll leave it there for now, guys, because I don't want to spoil too much. I've already shown you a good deal of stuff. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to really touch on in this first devlog showing some Chapter 3 stuff. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see more, subscribe. I'll leave a link in the description below for the Discord if you'd like to join that and keep tabs on development, as well as to the store. And that's going to do it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one, and take care.